we're gonna go over lower part of the body. Taeguek, 육전. All right, 태국 육전, number 6. Okay, number 6. We don't have many different stands. Pretty much we're gonna use almost the same stands what we've been working. But there's the area where you have to focus. Watching, making sure they don't make double pivoting or wrong turning, and then wrong idea of the stepping. Maybe they know as a wrong different stance. I'll show you where. Okay, 차렷. Okay, starting with 준비. Okay, starting with 준비, 나란히 서기. And then first block is the same thing, down block, right? Down block. But at this time, we need to execute the 앞차기, front kick. When you execute the front kick, we turn 45 angles. And then we're gonna come back into 뒷굽이, back stand, right? So after the front stand of the down block, we're gonna execute the motion, and then we're gonna come back into 뒷굽이, right? Outer block. Okay, making sure their pivoting is there. One time, and one time. Not more than 1-1. Okay? Not 1-2. Okay? Or not turning at all. Not turning at all. If they're not turning, they're probably kicking with the front kick like this if they're not turning. They're doing an 앞차기 with their hip out, right? They're doing 앞차기 with the hip out, and then they're probably doing that, which is presentation-wise, it's not right. They have to turn in, make sure they give that nice hips into front kick position, and then they have to come back into the 뒷굽이, the back stand. And here, many of the students turn foot with the toes, and then they get into the front stand, which is wrong, right? So if they're here at the back stand, they're gonna pivot out, heels out, and then turn in, right? Heels out and turn in. Right here, back stand, heels out, turn in. And the same way, pivot 45, about 45, okay, 45, and then place back with the time of the returning foot. Pivoting out again, okay? You gotta match that, okay? Match that. If they're matched, great, better score. If they're slightly off, okay, we let it go. Okay, so here, now there's a twist block, the new block, right? Twist block, but in order to do the twist block, it's the same front stand. Same front stand, then this one has to go out and then do the nice twist block, right? But some students pivot and then they step forward, which is double pivoting. So you have to keep it there, You need to shift your body weight and then pivot at once when you are placing the front foot. Okay, you gotta catch that one. And then here's the new kick. We're gonna turn in. Roundhouse kick, right? We're gonna turn in roundhouse kick. And then we're gonna step down. Step down. Important here, that two-step right here. So, if they roundhouse kick, and then they need to place how? 45 angle, 45. Not this way, not this way. They need to place 45 angle. Why? Because the next stance is 앞굽이, the front stand. The front stand. That actually shouldn't move. You're already done placing. But if they kick, they place straight because they're going this way. They place it straight. They go. They're gonna pivot again. I normally give a minor deduction for that move. You're pivoting again. Okay. So after you kick, place 45, bend the knee, and straight knee for face block punch, and snap kick punch. Right? Same thing. Once you've done your snap kick, you cannot pivot again. Okay? You're doing the face block punch. Now you're doing a snap kick, set punch is done. But some people turn snap kick so much on the pivoting leg, then after they kick, they return their heels out, which is I give another minor deduction there because their foot is not down to the ground. They keep moving, okay? Keep moving. They shouldn't move, right? Okay, kick and then punch. And then turn to other side. Kick and a punch, right? Kick and a punch. So if we're done for that two section, so when you are performing, connecting, right? Connecting like a one motion here. For better presentation score, you gotta connect these two areas right there and here, right? And then we're come down to 아래 회쳐맞기. 아래 회쳐맞기, which is the 나란히 서기, the 준비 stand. Okay? So when you're coming, you gotta slightly shift. Not turn, and then turn again. That's double pivoting. You gotta shift body weight so you could turn it at once. If they're not turning at once, it's a minor deduction all the time. Okay? So after the 아래 회쳐맞기, now is going to have another twist block. So you saw that what just happened, the heel go in as I go forward, heels go in, right? So that's the one that you have to look for. Okay? Heels go in. The hand goes out, but heel actually came in. Okay, you gotta watch that. Okay, after the roundhouse kick here, same place right here after the roundhouse kick. After the roundhouse kick, same place, 45. But now you have a turn, so you are allowed to spin one more. You're allowed to pivot one more. You place it, turn, one more turn, okay? But I see some students kick, place it over there on offside, and then turn this way. Yes, they will have a quicker turn because they already have a little bit extra turn because they placed it in the wrong spot. After the roundhouse kick, they have to place where? In front of you. In front of you. They have to be lined up. Heel to heel has to be one straight line. Then they have to pivot again. That's the correct technique. But if they kick, they place it here. Yes, this is a so short turn. Okay, it's a short turn. You could do faster if you do that way, but they already placed it in the wrong area. That's a minor deduction again. They missed the placing spot. Even this, not only this one, even this. This is off, way off. Okay, if you place it slightly, we let it go. We let it go slightly. But if you're placing more than 1 foot, you gotta give a minor deduction on this one. Because this is easier turn. Okay? So, placing is important. Same thing. One before that, after the roundhouse kick. If they place it here, so they can go faster on this way, that's a minor too. They have to place in the front. I already told you. Kick, place it in the front. Second part. Kick, place it in the front. Then you spin around. And then do the next one. Kick and outer block, the same as the beginning, right? So if we're in front stand, we kick, pivot, repivot. Okay, repivot. Now we shift our body weight. Then I pivot it out. Here, I see many of this. Because it's easier. It's easier, right? It's easier. But you have to pivot it out. Don't forget that. Heels out. Heels in, heels out. All right. Now, heels in for back motion, right? Back motion, heels in. Okay. So, heels in, heels out. That's my focus is heels in or heels goes out. If you're looking only the bottom, lower part of the body, you got to look at the heels. Okay? You got to look at the heels. So from here, you're going to shift your body weight. So you pivot again with the double knife hand and then go straight back. Okay, straight back. Straight back in place, right? So if you place it wrong, from here, you step short, you place like this. Wrong. When you go back, you're going to hit yourself. You're going to hit yourself. And then you're going to lose balance. So important is starting from the beginning. Like when we put our button shirt, okay? If you start a wrong button, at the end, you have one left over. Okay? You got to start with the right button, which is the very first one. Very first one here. Okay? Button shirt, very first one. A nice backstand that goes right behind the heels. Turn backstand that goes right behind the heels. Right behind the heels. That's what you need. Okay? That's what you need. So after the second part of the heels, now the last part become what? Front stand. Front stand. Front stand. Right? Front stand. Okay? And then very last one is what? Another front stand. But what happened? What kind of mistake are we going to see? From back stand, they're going to go boop, and then they do back stand. They're in back stand, but sometimes boop, toes in. Sometimes they go toes in. Okay? That's a mistake. In front stand, which one is easier? Okay? Pivoting. Front stand, pivot, and placing is easier. So you might be see double pivoting here like that. The back stand going forward or going backward. The front stand that is going backward, you're going to see many of those area pivoting like that. There's no movement. Okay, you have to just go. You have to just go. You can't move so much, right? These are the stands. All about is the heel, turning, pivoting, and then are you supposed to stay low or are you coming up high? You have to understand the move so that way you could be better performer and referee better judging. Let's understand the move. Okay? These are the Taeguek Jang, number 6. Okay, number 6, easy. Just focus to blue and red at the same time, looking in the center, and try to be more calm. Okay, try to be more calm. Your finger triggers move when you see them. No more guessing. When you see them, you move. Don't think that that person going to make a same mistake with the left. Okay? The right person can be excellent. The left person can be very poor. Then the score come out just a small difference. I'm sorry. What did we do wrong then? You know? The level of the competitor has so much different, then we also have to see the score, big difference. If the competitors are very close, then we're going to see a close score, right? That's what we need to do, right? Okay? I'm sorry, if you are not performing well and you're performing poorly, you will get poor score, okay? Well, referee cannot close their eyes and not giving one. They're going to keep their eyes open, and then they're going to give every little mistake that you make. Or you do a good presentations, they're going to score higher on your presentation score. Okay? So good luck! And thank you for watching.